Hey everyone, my name is Emma. Most of y'all probably know me as Thomas's girlfriend. But I decided to share my story because I would like if y'all knew me on a little bit of a deeper level. I'm 17, I'm a senior at Radford who just won the state championship. I have two brothers, AJ and Joey, the most amazing mother who's truly my best friend, and my father as well, but I don't see him all too much. Life for me was very different from the kids in my class. I went to a Catholic church, was baptized in the Catholic church when I was a baby. I did what all the Catholic kids did, went to Sunday school, had my first communion, and sat there, never paid attention, waiting for where we would eat after. Then in the third grade, my life did a 360. In January of that year, our parents called us into the living room, and we were told that Dad would be moving out and they were getting a divorce. I didn't really know what that meant, to be honest. I just wanted to keep playing with my toys and get out of this conversation. During this, I knew God was real, but I never really cared or thought about him. After the divorce, we never went back to church. All the things happened. Dad moved out. We had to find a new schedule. The boys were still playing baseball, and my dad got a new girlfriend quickly. I started falling back in school. I couldn't focus. I couldn't sit still. I went quiet for a long time, but I never really realized that I was doing those things until later in life. Someone asked me not too long ago if I remember much from my childhood. I said no, because when you go through something so traumatic that your brain tries to blank it out, because it tries to protect you, but there are a few things that I'll never forget. When I was younger, I remember I needed a specific binder for a class, and I went into the office to grab one. So I grabbed the one that I needed, and I realized it was full of text messages of the years of the divorce. That's when I found out the truth about what happened. My dad had cheated on my mom for many years while they were married. But then I also found out that my entire family knew the reason of the divorce except for me. That's when my depression really came to the surface. Probably my darkest part of my life was the same time my brother got heavily addicted to drugs. And it didn't only affect me, but it affected my entire family. I remember it got so bad to the point where my brother and I would have to stay at a neighbor's or a friend's house. There was one day he was sent away for a week, and all I wanted was my brother back. In July of 2021, my depression was the worst it ever was. I wasn't really eating or sleeping. I wasn't talking to anyone or leaving my room. I wasn't the normal girl I used to be. I wasn't bubbly, loud, or stubborn. No one was really paying attention to me. I was upset with my dad because of the truth. My mom was focused on my brother, and I was just starting to drift away. I couldn't take the thoughts of loneliness, and it really scared me. So at some point, I decided that I couldn't take it anymore. I tried to take my own life that night. My brother's room connects to the roof, so he saw me in this state and went into hero mode. I was the furthest from Jesus I ever was. I hated him. I was mad at him for the stuff I didn't know about. The only time I would ever talk to God during this was why. Why are you making all these things happen? Why, out of all the people in this world, you made me feel this pain? That was all that was going through my head constantly, over and over again. I started freshman year. I had the worst attitude. I was angry at the world, at my family, at my peers. My grades were bad, and school was the last thing I ever cared about. I had a group of senior girls at the time to invite me to something called Young Life. If you don't know what that is, it's something when a group of high school kids come together, play games, sing songs, and then there's a club talk. The first time I went to club talk, Nagel was speaking, who's our area director for Radford. This was the first time I truly paid attention and was interested in learning more about Jesus. I remember that I still had curiosity to know more about the Lord. Not too long after, I asked Nagel a question. Is it too late? I didn't know I could follow Jesus that late in life. He mentions the fact that I asked that question a lot, and he brings it up so many times. And that's because there are a lot of kids that think it is too late for them, or they won't be accepted because of what has happened in their past or what they may be going through. Because of the things I have gone through, not only has it made me have to grow up way faster than I had to, but it has also made me realize that it was never too late to follow Christ. Just because I didn't have the best childhood growing up, at least I had one. My perspective has changed ways my younger self couldn't ever imagine. In July of 2024, I was at Young Life Camp, and I decided to give my life to Jesus and was saved that night. Now, that was very scary for me because out of all the uncertainties in my life, I learned that one thing was always certain, that Jesus died on the cross for me, and that he would always accept me with open arms no matter how late in life it was. Now, my life is still very rocky, but I have learned to put my trust into the Lord, and that is all in his hands. I still struggle with being loved. I never knew I could because of certain people in my life. Now I know Jesus died for me because he loves me. I have a community of people who walk me through life every day, helping me become more like Jesus. I also have a church family, which has been great over the past few months. So what I want to say to y'all is that no matter how dark it may get or how far you might feel, it's never too late to give your life. It's never too late to give your life to Jesus. But there's also one other thing. In August of this year, Thomas and I were driving to Hiwassee, and I got in a really bad car accident. I was speeding, I hit a tree, I spun us, and I flipped us in a ditch. And the one thing that stayed in contact with my car was my Bible, and we left a cross on the tree that I hit. So that's my story.
All right, Emma, based on your profession of faith, we now baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Buried with him in death, raised to walk in the newness of life.